Dude, is that a Golden Girls mug?
Did you
Solid.
hear that there was a thing going around about them? Actually, we did talk about that on the phone, but there was a thing going around that they were going to do a remake of it, and they canceled like the joke, I guess, because there were so many death threats.
Dude, you cannot remake that. You cannot.
Mm-mm.
It's the Golden Girls, man. So, you
No,
know,
you absolutely cannot, dude. I know that time is of the essence for you. I know you have a lot going on. We'll talk about some of it offline. I really look forward to hearing about it, man. Let's go right in, dude. We're going into week 2 of
dude, baby, we're here.
taking it back, taking it back, bro. We're gonna go right into the regular questions as we normally would, and then I have a few more for you. Lessons learned. What did we do well this week? We spent time with God
Mhm.
daily, did all your workouts, and tracked your nutrition. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, I ran the play, man. It's one of those things where, for me getting started back to in this journey is just doing the little things. So again, like we mentioned, or I mentioned last week, I used to have to feel miserable in order to take action on my fitness. And what I realized is that's a massively big problem to have, because the moment I start feeling well or feeling good or happy with what's going on, I quickly self-sabotage back to the baseline of feeling miserable, right? Because that's what I have felt that I deserved in the past. And so this week, 8 days into it, week 2, there's been a lot of, I guess, you know, volleying the ball back and forth over the net in my mind, so to speak, of like, yeah, this is great. I don't feel any different. You know, because we're at maintenance right now. So I've had the whole week, I'm just like stewing in that maintenance. I'm like, ugh, I know this is the play. We're running it. We're running it, man. I gotta trust. But dude, it's just, I feel accomplished for, actually sticking with something for even a week, you know, because I've noticed even the small tasks I've been doing. I hate mobility, hate it, and I'm doing it, right? And so for me, it's just day at a time, checking one thing off, and doing it with intention. But yeah, man, I feel like all that stuff I did well with, and I'm excited for week 2.
I love it, man. I love it, and it really is those small things, those small things, and I love that you said you're proud of yourself for doing the things you said you would, and that goes back to the podcast we did a year and a half ago of keeping your word to yourself. How does that feel, and what are you learning there?
It feels better, man. It's just because it gives me more confidence to move forward in certain other aspects of my life, whether it's my payroll business or my personal brand business. It's like, okay, I'm holding true to what I said I was going to do. The other thing is like you realize too, when you're keeping your word, how easy it is to skip out on your word of yourself, right? But so when you're actually in that, I guess, that mode where you're keeping your word, you look at yourself in the past, or I look at myself in the past like, man, I can't believe I was breaking my word like this, because I feel better. Even if like I'm straight up, dude, I'm not having the best day. Like I am not having a good day. I am showing up how I am right now. Like it has been a really interesting day, so to speak, mindset wise. I'm at a very low energy. But the fact of the matter is, it's okay to be there, and you still have to move forward with what you said you were going to do. So I went to the gym, right? I'm tracking my food. Like I'm eating things on actual, I guess, plan that will get me to where I need to be by the end of the day, right? And I'm not sabotaging right now. So today is like a really good test for me. And I'm very happy with how I'm responding in my decision making. I don't feel good emotionally. I just don't. It just is what it is. And I wanted to bring that up because for the people that are watching this now or going to watch the replay, you're not always going to feel good emotionally. And you're going to have days where you struggle, but it doesn't mean you come off your plan. You got to stay with what you set out to do. And so far, I'm very happy with myself for doing that.
I love that, dude. And it's one of the reasons it's so easy to focus on the negative, focus on what's not happening, focus on the day and how it's just kicking our butt. And it's a reason that I have you and all of my clients say, what am I proud of myself for? Because we don't do that very often in the same way we don't say, well, we're proud of ourselves, but also where we're taught to keep our word to others, but we're really not taught to keep our word to
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of power in
Yeah.
that.
There's so much power in that. And keeping word to ourselves, you would think would be like, okay, well, as long as other people are okay, right? But you can't truly care for other people, and you can't do for other people if you're not doing and caring for yourself. And that could be a multitude of different things, as you know. It's not as cut and dry as be 100% strict with your nutrition. Like it, it's there's different levels to it and layers, and we have to understand where we're at every single season. I guess you would say, like right now, I know where I'm at, right, and I know what I need to do, right, and I'm happy to do it. I'm enjoying it, even though I'm not in the best mood today. Like I'm enjoying it. Like okay, cool. Like here's a test. Bring it. Bring it. You know, I'm not going to fall off.
Well, and let's focus on the maintaining, right? So I know when I told you last week, all right, bro, we're not going to focus on losing weight right now. I think your jaw kind of dropped like one of those Looney Tunes commercials.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's the explanation for why we're doing it. For those of you watching, the reason I take people directly into maintenance is because so often coaches and, well, Shawn, you've done it. We've all done it. We go directly into this fat loss phase. But how are we supposed to know what caloric deficit you're in if we don't know your baseline?
Yeah.
And so how has that been a struggle? Just even saying I'm not going to go up and I'm not going to go down on purpose.
Well, so it's dude, it's multifaceted, right? So here's the growth mindset. Wow, I can control. Like I have the ability to transform my body the way I see I want to. I have that control. The other side of it is when you're in the gym and you're doing squats and you feel like your body still not feeling tight or any tighter, that does creep into my mind. It's like, okay, like I'm not making that move, to the left side of the scale just yet. And I feel it, but I also feel a sense of control too, right? It's like, okay, well, based on these results, this is data. Okay. And the data suggests right now it is proving that even at 45 years old, I can do whatever I want with my body. And I don't know why this new software, I don't know, this some thumbs up thing, like it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. It does it on Riverside too. It's like, what is this? But no, so like that's what I've learned, right? I could still, I don't want to say manipulate, but I could still, let's just say that, manipulate what's going on with my body. So the age thing
I
is
think that's really powerful. And let's look at that too. What in your previous efforts to lose body fat or gain muscle, have you ever just said, okay, this is a season, to use your term, where I'm just going to maintain?
no, never. Never, 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 never. No, because even at the beginning, right? You're like, okay, I don't like where I'm at right now. So why would I even think about maintaining this? Why would I even think about another week, you being at the weight or feeling the way I'm feeling? But at the end of the day, like you said, it's about trust too, right? So if we're gonna do this, and I need to listen to you, I need to trust my coach. So that's where we're at. Instead of taking me down to a massive deficit, here's the thing, dude. Here's the one thing that I was thinking about earlier. I haven't been miserable at night. I'll go through and I'll have my meals, and then I'll have my dinner at 5 or 6 p.m. and then like I'm good. Like okay, like at the end of the night before I go to bed, I'm a little hungry. But it's like the start to being hungry. I'm like, all right, cool, close your eyes. Like the quicker you close your eyes, the quicker you can have your protein shake in the morning, dude. So like just go to bed. Like,
Well, I mean, that's a good point, right? You're not starving,
no.
but also if you're in a depth, we're supposed to, when we're going into a fat loss phase feel a little bit of hunger, and we're so used to not ever feeling hungry that we think it's this horrible thing, and it's like, no, like that's actually kind of normal. Like you're supposed to wake up feeling hunger, right? Like that means what's in your stomach digested, and it's like, okay, it's time to
Yeah.
feed me again. That's
Right.
why it's called a break fast.
Yep. Yep.
So now the roadblocks, you felt tired one morning, but other than that, you really couldn't think of any. We did encounter one as far as the plan this weekend that I want to talk about a little bit.
Okay.
But you know, you woke up tired one morning.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you think that is?
I mean, it's the first week, and I don't know how long I've actually gone to all my workouts. I'm waking up at 4 a.m. I mean, like, let's just call a spade, right? It's like I've been getting up at 4 a.m. Right?
And every day I get a message of your watch letting me know that you're up. And I love it. I'm here for it. I lost you.
No, I was putting do not disturb on my phone.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love that. Like that person accountability. You're not doing it for me. You're partially, if I'm understanding you right, it's kind of, it's not, hey, Matthew, I'm up. It's, no, I'm up.
I
Like
mean,
I'm doing this
yeah,
to keep my word to myself. Am I understanding that right?
yeah. It's I don't feel I need to text you of what time I wake up. I just feel like, I've done it once. There was a reason I did it, right? So I'm gonna keep doing it, right? But yeah, man. So I think that's why I've been so tired. Is just because I mean, think about it. Like, you know, I went back to so I was in the gym yesterday doing cardio on an incline. Saturday I got my steps in, but I didn't go to the gym. I was at a baseball field the whole day, right, for my son's tournament. But I still got my steps in. So it's like you look at Monday through Sunday of me, all that of actually having activity every day. Like it hasn't happened in a very long time, right? So of course I'm going to be tired. Doesn't mean you shut it down. It's like, all right, well, I acknowledge this because my body is doing something it hasn't done in a while. It's moving more. There we go. There it is.
Hey, man, I wonder I'm tired. I wonder why you wouldn't be. Like
I hope you are, and it's funny because like I'll be sitting there and like last night after I did my walk, like I was very sore. I'm like, because I went 10 incline, right? So, I did 10 incline to finish it off today. So it's like, you know, those moments when you sit there and you go like, well, dude, I'm really tired. A lot of times people will shut down, like, okay, I need a break. When really, no, like, we need to continue to go because that's going to give me I guess that's going to give me the endurance long term, right? And that's what I need. So I'm just kicking it right here, man. Just keep going.
that endurance to keep going when you just don't feel like it.
Which is going to happen a lot. I mean, nobody wants to do a lot of stuff every single day. The bed is comfortable. You know, we have a lot going on in this society. Adults, adults with children, adults without children, but have careers. We're all trying to figure out this social climate and this economic climate right now. We're all tired. We're all tired. That's just is what it is, right? But to fall back on it because I'm tired, I'm not willing to do that anymore.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm just not willing to.
How powerful is that statement? I'm not willing to do that anymore.
I mean, I think it gives that responsibility, right, back on me instead of saying I don't have control over this, I do have control over it. I'm not willing to do that. That's not who I'm going to be.
So it shifted from I'm not willing to get up at 4 to not willing to not get up at 4.
Yeah, or like today, like normally, so on Mondays I take my daughter to school, so I need to be here because my wife leaves early, so I don't do 4 a.m.s on Mondays. Last Monday I did because my wife was on spring break. Instead of panicking, I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. So I had my morning with my daughter, took her to school. I was in the gym by 9 or a little bit after 9, and I got it done. you know? Doesn't matter what time, but tomorrow you can bet I'm going to be up at 4.
Well, and look at that lesson, right? Like, so, okay, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday, we're in the gym, we're up and we're in the gym by 4:30. But Monday, we're in the gym at 9. We schedule it. So now it's no longer this isn't when I planned. It's, no, this is what I planned for.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what it is. This is the play. Mondays, that's when yeah.
That's so good.
Right?
It's so good. Now, the one thing I want to bring up, right? So, and this is, I see everybody, so many people do this, right? I track my food. But we track our food Monday through Friday. And then people, right? So when I messaged you, I was like, hey, man, you okay? You were at a baseball tournament all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward, that's just data, right? That's just data. Great. How do we plan for that going forward? Because if I know your life right at all, there's going to be endless baseball tournaments. So how do we prepare for that? How does that look for you and the version of you that you want to create?
Yeah, so I think it's at this age that my son's at, it's very few. Like like I don't think there's another tournament. Like you know, so it's not something that's consistent. So I hadn't planned for it, right? And it was very up in the air. I didn't know what time we were playing until like 6 a.m. right? Because it wasn't posted till 3 a.m. So it was like, okay, I woke up. I'm like, shoot, I got to haul back to the field. We got an 8 a.m. game. And then it was, we won. And then it was, we again and again and again. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, this is kind of shitty. This sucks. You know, so like I had like a protein or shake or whatever with me. So I had a protein shake. I had a burger, you know, I had just plain, right? But I fed my body, but not enough. And also to that point is like all weekend I was not on my phone. Like I'm just like my phone's over there. Like I hate this thing this week. I just don't want it. Right. Knowing what I know now, those days have to be pre-populated because I'm not going to do it if there's a long weekend where I'm constantly being present on the field or being present with my family. So, okay, cool. Well, I just need to log it on Friday night. You know, log the Saturday and the Sunday and just be done with it. And that's what I do. And I didn't do that. So,
and guess what? So what could have been viewed as a negative, it's not a negative, it's just data. Instead of beating yourself up like you might have before, you went, cool, what a great learning experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, dude. It's like I promised myself that I would only look at things as far as data. And you know, what I gathered from the weekend, I'm like, all right, dude, that's a fail, so to speak, because you didn't plan for it. Cool. Like next time, log it on Friday. Log it on Friday, dude. You know, wake up extra early. You're like, oh, you don't know when you're playing? Well, then maybe you have to wake up at 4 and log your food. Maybe you have to wake up at 4 and, you know, front load your protein. Like, I just didn't plan well, you know?
But how awesome of a lesson that is. It's not a fail, like, at all. Now, if you don't learn from it, yeah. Now it's stupidity.
Yeah. But I feel fine about it. I don't have any emotion around it. I don't have any emotion around anything really as far as this. this is what we're doing. Just
now,
like
let's look at that, dude. Let's look at that because so often in the past, you know, in your journey, it's been, oh, the scale didn't go down. Freak out. Matthew, the scale went up half a pound. You know, why is it going up? Or, hey, it went down, it didn't go down. And your emotion has been tied to the progress. This time you're like, so? Like, it just is what it is, but I'm just going to keep going. Now it's data. How's that helping you?
it's helping me a lot because I know that you got me. I know that you got me. So I know when you make the next move to my nutrition, I know it's going to work because what's going on right now is working. You want to maintain. So we've been maintaining. So, you know, there's more and more evidence like, okay, dude, like just let him do his thing and then just follow what he says. Because, you know, and then also, like you said, not having emotion around it is big, dude. It's big because I'm not going to sit there and say I don't think about it constantly of like, am I not going to look like this anymore? You're like, dude, like I'd be lying to everybody here watching. And I want everybody to understand that it's like, it's okay to have those feelings, right? But it's not okay to shut down because of them, right? Like we have to keep moving. And for me, you know, I just got to know that when it's time, it's time. And the other part is I'm not looking at this as a sprint anymore. So like, what do I care if I'm 225 today? I don't care. I don't care. In 6 months, I could be 190, like shredded. So what does today matter? The bottom line is putting the habits together, right? Putting the habits together, spending time with God first thing in the morning, like I've been doing, has been a major game changer for me. Major game changer because it's calmed me down. My wife has noticed that I'm not as irritable, right? I'm not perfect. I have my moments, right? But I'm feeding my spirituality first thing in the morning. And, I always have you this Matthew voice, like, how would you, like, be careful how you talk to yourself because you are a Christian, you have the Holy Spirit in you. Would you talk to Jesus like that? It's like, ooh, man, that's helped out a lot. That for me has helped me out a lot because no shot am I doing that because I'm his. So
That one about to be up. I'm going to hide behind my Golden Girls cup now.
Golden Girls. I need a new water bottle.
Yeah. I think that's just so powerful because so often we put all this pressure on ourselves and you put all this pressure on you, but it's not just about you, right? You're recognizing it's about edifying what he gave you
Mm-hmm.
and being the best version of you and being consistent for your kids and being that example. And you are realizing that you're becoming even a better version of yourself for your wife in this journey. How cool is that?
Pretty neat, dude. I mean, when you're in it, you go on autopilot, right, so to speak, and you're just like, okay, this is the next play, right? Like this is just day by day, man, just day by day. And again, like you said last week, one foot in front of the other, and I said literally, like we're still there, right? We're still there. We are not on autopilot. So like as far as like decision making, and we are still very much in the fight of change and of transformation. And it's exciting, because I don't know where I'll be, 2 months from now, but I'm surely not going to prejudge it. So I'm going to be grateful for where I'm at because we're going to work to get there. And just keep going.
I love it. And let's go ahead and get ahead of when you do get frustrated. Let's go ahead and get ahead of that. Okay?
Yeah.
Because it will be impossible to leave the emotion out of it forever.
Yeah.
So let's get ahead of that. When we start to go into a fat loss phase, which will be coming very, very soon.
Like what?
You'll just wake up one.
For the listeners,
We will be going into a fat loss phase very, very soon.
the listeners, when is that? For the listeners, just not for the.
Oh, not about you. It's not about you. Just listen. My mom is paying attention, so she wants to know.
All three people
So
watching right now, they want to know.
Right. When we get there, because there will be frustrations, right? And one thing I always want to do is forecast and let you know what's coming so we can get ahead of it before that. Then when you do get frustrated, I want you to ask yourself this question, right? Because we so often expect linear progress in the scale. We just expect you to do this, right? What area in your life have you ever seen linear progress?
Yeah, it's never like that, dude. It's never like that. Everything that we do, you start off flat and then you have a fall off, right? It just like you just don't feel like it's working. Then all of a sudden it takes off and you got this weird looking chart here, and that's the same thing as the weight loss, scale. It is what it is. Like I'm just, I'm just focused on doing the things that I know that are going to make me happier in the long run. And sleeping in and not going to the gym is not one of them. It's not, there has been too much of that over the last 6 months, and it hasn't been a good result, right? And I'm also very blessed that it's not worse. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, and it's not. I'm healthy, you know. Yeah, I got some pounds to lose, but hey, that's fine.
I love
We'll get
it.
rid
You said, how could you overcome some of these things? More sleep, if anything.
So this one's for me, man. Like, as you know, it's super busy, right? So I wake up in the morning, I do the thing, get the kids to school, work all day, do the today I think it's Monday, right? So gymnastics at 4:30, and then 5 p.m. call. So I got to do two different things at one time, right? And then it's dinner, and then it's baseball, right? And I'm haven't even said 3 words to my wife yet. And so, because we both have careers. So when she gets home, like we all get home, everything's done, dogs are barking, sorry guys, well, I got to connect with my wife now. So I connect with my wife, we talk, watch a show or two, and now it's 10:30, 11. And then I pass out, right? Like literally mid sentence on her, usually. And then it's time to wake up again. So it's like, that's the hard part for me, is there's so much going on, you know, from sun up to sundown. It's like the only time to connect with my wife and have that connection is between 8 and 10:30 p.m. And and again, when we talk about not willing, I'm not willing to not connect with my wife. So here we are, 5.5, 6 hours of sleep. That's what we get.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we want to be able to increase that, but some seasons we are going to have to suffer.
Yeah.
Do you know the biblical definition of to endure?
No.
To suffer patiently. How powerful is that?
Well, I think the most powerful, so I was writing it down, the most powerful word in that whole quote is patiently. Because you take that word out, doesn't mean anything. It's like, okay, and to endure means to suffer. But when you say patiently, now you're bringing the responsibility of like quite literally being patient through it. That is difficult. That is very difficult. Yeah,
Powerful, right?
sure is. Patience, like, dude, you know me, man. And everybody who knows me and loves me knows that I am not patient at all. I am high urgency now, right? So that's tough. And that's the kind of thing I'm on, is learning to be more patient.
Now, I've got a secret for you. You
Yeah.
ready? Do you think that maybe that's another reason that I put you in maintenance to begin with, to make you slow down?
No, I have no idea what your what your reasoning is. I just trust it.
So one of them is so that we can establish your baseline, so I know what sort of maintenance to put you in. I
Right.
do that with every client, because how am I going to give you a deficit if I don't know your maintenance?
Yep.
And then how am I supposed to find your new maintenance once we've been in a fat loss phase for a while? The other one is because you, like so many others, are in such a rush. So when I can get a new client, yourself, and for the first week or two, I go, pump the brakes, we're not doing anything. It's literally right off the bat, forcing you to be patient and manage expectations.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. But again,
Plus,
at the same time, outside of like the way and like how I am feeling a little bit better. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling better. But I've also felt so much worse, in the weight loss journey before, right? Like I've never taken it to maintenance. So, it's encouraging, to say the least, because I don't want to be miserable, right? I know there's a level of like, we're going to be hungry, but like, most people, most trainers are like, all right, you're dropping down to 1,900 calories, 1,800 calories. And like, that's most people, most trainers would put me right at 18 to 1,900 calories right now. They would. And it would be miserable. And I would lose 6 pounds week one and I'd be miserable. And then week 3, I'm running to the cabinet.
At first,
Or the,
I thought you said Captain. I was like, Captain Crunch? He's my friend.
oh yeah, no, cabinets. Like the I guess the pantry. Yeah. Love Captain Crunch is cool. Good.
Except for it cuts the roof of your
It
mouth.
sure does.
Uh,
You have to be very, very strategic with how long you let it soak in the milk. It's the strategy here.
you're an idiot.
Like it's true. You don't want it
I
too.
know, it's true. I
You want
know,
it like,
I know.
and then like, if you go right away, you can only put like 4 or 5 on your spoon, or you're getting slashed. You're bleeding.
I want to put this to, I was about to say I'm going to go home, but I'm already home. I was, I was going to, just for perspective for you and for other people listening, I actually have a female right now, and the lowest she's going to cut this summer is 1850. So why would I take a grown man and put him at 1900?
I hope you never do that.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
need.
very low, very
It's
low.
very low. Um, so, is there anything you'd like to discuss or see me do better, bro? You're amazing and provide the best friendship as coaching. Same. And it's an honor. Is there anything you want to address? Is there any questions you'd like? Your turn to ask me questions.
I mean, I not really. That's kind of put me on the spot here. I'm usually very eloquent and very nimble. As you know, as today is not my best day, but um, no, man. I just I'm here going through it, right? I'm excited about it. Um, you know, some level of me also wants to make you proud. You know what I mean? And but I don't really have any questions, other than like, when the hell are we going into weight loss mode? But we'll get there, like we'll get there. And but as far as the questions, man, no, because it's no. What are
Cool.
you coming to Florida? I guess that's a question.
I got to relook at my schedule. This week got funky on me. I'm going to double check the price point because it went from 200 up to 700. And that's a little ludicrous. Not that I don't have the money. It's just if I know that it's normally floating around 200, then that's stupid.
Yeah, that's dumb. Dumb.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Like super dumb.
Yeah,
Super dumb. And I could go like mildly stupid to borderline like, but I try not to go super
that's
dumb.
super dumb.
Yeah, super dumb. Super dumb. And I try never to go past just moderately stupid.
Yeah. That's kind of how I live my life.
Yeah.
Moderately stupid.
Yeah. And just for anybody listening again in the future, the reason we go to maintenance, just to explain it again, and so Shawn can hear it one more time, it is so that we know, how can you know what sort of deficit you're in if you don't know what your baseline is? That would be like me hiring Shawn to be my financial advisor and him only knowing how much I was spending without knowing how much I was making.
Very good. Very good point.
Number two, it forces you to understand that it's not a sprint and to be patient right off the bat. Number three, it did something else that you said without saying it. It forces you to look for non-scale victories.
Yeah.
Aren't those powerful?
No, it is, because like otherwise, like if you just look at the scale victories, like you're not like, I'm not winning right now if I look at that, right? But if I look at the fact that I'm up, I'm going, I'm doing, right? I'm walking every day, you had me row for 15 minutes the other day. That was freaking miserable. Like, dude, one of my friends, Lily, was there. And, after I was done, I walked over to do my mobility, and she looked at me and she goes, Frenchie. I was like, what's up? And she goes, how long were you on that? I was like, 16 minutes, actually. And she goes, that's miserable after one. I go, I know. Like, imagine doing 15 more after that. But yeah, dude, it's like, that's a win. But that's a win because it's something that I haven't done. And so the one thing that I will also tell you, like, this time around, when I look at an exercise that's different. I'm like, yeah, I really don't want to do that. Like, I didn't want to do the side lunges today. I just didn't want to do them. I'm like, what's the substitution? And I'm like, hold on, see how it feels first, right? Like, do it. So then I did it. And, my ass is sore. Like, already, my butt's sore. And that's okay. And then I do the mobility, and I'm doing the cows, right? Because I work here. So, like, rounded shoulders. So I'm trying to get rid of the office shoulders. And I'm doing things that are kind of funny looking. But for me, like, that would have held me back before. Like, oh, I'll just do it when I get home when no one's looking. Like, dude, who cares? Like,
And then you would have
like,
done
no,
it when you got home. Let's be real.
I definitely wouldn't have done it when I got home. Like, let's be honest. If I don't do mobility at the gym, I'm not doing it. So it's become part of, I walk, I lift, I do my mobility, and then I'm out.
Let's focus on that. This functions so far for young athletes that may watch this in the future, for anybody watching this in the future. If this, then that.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that look in the morning if, let's say, you're struggling with water? If my alarm goes off, then I get up. If I get up, then I turn off the alarm. If I turn off the alarm, then I go pee. If I go pee, then I drink water. If I drink water, then I brew my coffee. If I brew my coffee, then I read my Bible. If I read my Bible, then I drink my coffee. If I drink my coffee, then I drink my protein shake. If I drink my protein shake, then I go to the gym. If I do my resistance training, then I do my cardio. If I do my cardio, then I do mobility. If I do mobility, then I go home. If I go home, then I eat breakfast. Congratulations, your morning is done without a thought.
Yep. We've always talked about automating our day, right? Like, you know, that's why a lot of, like, the things that you wear and I wear look a lot the same every day, because I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I just want to put my clothes on and go, right? And so automating certain aspects of your day is super important, right? And then if we can automate the nutrition, if we can automate the fitness, the resistance training, the cardio, the mobility, then if you look at it at, I'm doing XYZ right now, as you would, like, for those of you that are 9 to 5, and you guys have bosses or whatever, or you're an entrepreneur, you wouldn't cheat your business, you wouldn't cheat your job because you get fired, or you wouldn't have the revenue you need to sustain your own business. So it's like, if we look at these other things in our lives just like we would if it's work, and tie them together, then you're not going to not do them. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to not do them.
And isn't it so interesting that we bust our butts so hard to earn this, like at work, to earn this incredible retirement and have all this money in the bank, but we neglect our bodies in the process? Mm-hmm. Congratulations, you have a ton of money in the bank, but your body won't let you enjoy it.
Yeah, you're going, like, surgery after surgery, to hopefully make you feel better. See, I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like I can tell you, like, there's certain movements every single day that I'm having a hard time with because of where my weight's at. But I know, like, if I'm 5 to 10 pounds lighter, I don't have those issues, And then, like, actually the other day, I'm like, yeah, lunges still hurt my knees. I go, but I don't know if that's because of my knee injury or because of my weight. Remember I said that to you the other day. You're like, well, it could be a couple different things, right? So, but we don't know until we keep going. So, like, in a couple of weeks, maybe I try the lunges again, right? The reverse lunges. Maybe it doesn't hurt as much, right? So it's just a freaking process, man. And you have to be open to it sucking a little bit, and then you have to also be open that it's gonna get better. It will get better.
And suffer patiently,
Mm-hmm.
because I think we overuse this term, trust the process. Well, what if we flip that into trust yourself?
Mm-hmm. Well, that all goes back to, like, are you trustworthy? Like, me 2 weeks ago, no. Like, for me, like, do I trust myself to do what I said I was going to do? The answer would have been no. right? So like a week later, I would say like, yeah, I trust it. I trust where I'm at, right? So that's, I think trust. I mean, that's, you gotta trust yourself too. Just doesn't just doesn't come. You have to earn that for people.
In the same way that if I kept telling you that I was going to come to Florida, kept setting dates and kept not coming, eventually you'd be like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
But yet we do that to ourselves. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. Oh, I'm going to get up. Yeah, I'm going to work out. And you keep telling yourself, no wonder you can't stick to it, because why would you believe yourself?
Yeah.
Now, how do
I mean, dude, I
we fix that?
did not want to go and walk on a 10% incline yesterday. The thought of it nauseated me.
But you did.
Did it.
Did it.
Yeah, did it.
Did it. Rad. Brother, also send me a video of you doing those lunges so that I can check your form.
Okay.
So all the exercise, just send a quick video and I'll double check your form.
Cool.
So that we can make sure that that's not it. Eliminate one thing from that. Brother, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I love you.
You.
And I will talk to you soon, my friend.
Peace out, brother.